Shalom, giving all honor, all praise, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now, this video right here, it gives you a clear understanding into how none of us here in this society are free. You should know that if you got to go to another party, another entity for the permission of any human right, you were never free to begin with. And that's why the scriptures tell us to arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. All right, since we've been here, we have never been free. And those of us that are in this truth, that are in the know, the Heavenly Father is who put us in this position because we went off. It says that we were sold unto the nations, not for destruction, but because we moved the Most High to wrath. All right, so we're in this condition, but we get ready to be delivered. Our Heavenly Father is going to send His Son back, all right, to redeem us from out of the hands of our enemies. And right now, everything is under His control, under His rule, and He's very oppressive. He's used us for exploitation, and He built everything that He have through us. So like the international bankers that pretty much then lend it to everybody and put everybody into debt. This is how they took control over all your governments, especially America. America is just one big corporation that's owned by the bankers, the international banking family. So they're going to lay everything out in this video where they go into how things at one point in time, you didn't have to ask for permission to do some of the things that you as a human have right to do. All right, your vehicle, your property, going fishing, cutting hair, all these different things. All right, you didn't have to, pay a tax on it. Now you paying taxes on everything. So let's play this video, and then we'll get a few precepts. I'm not gonna make this too long.
So funny because so many people don't even have enough social security to pay for overpriced insurance and utilities and all that. So back to the question we would always ask, why? What's really going on? Now, this video actually gives you an answer to the question.
1933 is when they started monetizing us and pledging us as collateral for the debt. Now, to register, the word register means to abandon. Yeah. And when you register a car or a birth or a house, you're giving it to the government. You're giving your legal title to the government, and you only retain equitable title, which means that you have the use of that property. The government allows you to use it, thinking that you own it. Clear evidence of this is anyone.
Now, mind you, around that time when he mentioned that time period, this was in between World War I and World War II, and we know what happened during that time period. You had the Great Depression, all right, and there was a lot of tariffs that was being slapped on everybody. The price of everything was going high. And then we was getting ready to go into another war. So it got bad economically, and it was a lot of borrowing. And that's when people started to lose homes, their properties. Stuff couldn't be affordable anymore. That's where they swooped in and they took advantage. See? They took advantage, man.
who owns a house look at their mortgage and you're referred to as the tenant, not the owner, the tenant. So if you think you own your house, you're mistaken. Same with your car. The reason why they can impound your car is because you registered it, and under maritime admiralty salvage laws, they come along and they adopt it. In the case of the birth registry, they adopt the abandoned child.
So we have the Statue of Liberty in New York, and we all believe, or we're made to believe that we are free. We are a free people walking and making our own decisions, the right decisions, and all that. But I'm going to show you a video, and then when we think about it, how far we've gone now.
Yeah, if you ever thought you was free in this society, then you would definitely living under a rock. You were definitely delusional. All right, even this, we read about the fate of Babylon, and it told you, what made this place flourish, what made it luxurious. You go to Revelation 18. I think it's towards the end of the chapter. Basically, when this place is wiped out, the things that will no longer be found here, but this is what was once, commodity. Revelation 18 and verse here it is. Revelation 18 and 11. This is after, the destruction, when a lot of the merchants, they're going to mourn because there's no more business. And nobody can make money off the whore anymore. It says Revelation 18 and 11, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. The merchandise of gold and silver, which is, these devils got stored up. All right. They tried to say that they want to go and audit Fort Knox, and we know damn well they ain't got nothing there. They was doing that to throw the people off. These devils got that gold stored up. Okay, I forget which bank it was. I believe it was in New York, but they that's where they got the most gold reserved at. Okay, it says in precious stones and of pearls, and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet, and all dying wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of precious wood, and of brass and iron and marble, and cinnamon and odors and ointments, and frankincense and wine and oil, and fine flour and wheat. And these are some of these things are essential uses, principal uses of man. And he takes it and he capitalizes, right? He taxes you, everything. It says, and beast and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. So we're slaves. All right, we're all commodity, man. This is why you have a social security number, a birth certificate. All right. This is why you have to pay tribute. You got to pay taxes, because you're a slave, and you got to get permission from another entity to do anything. You're a slave. So that puts it all in perspective. Plus, us being the children of Israel, we would go into captivity again. Like it told us back in the beginning. All right, the last verse of Deuteronomy 28th chapter, going into the curse, that we will be bondmen and bondwomen. All right, we will be brought over to Egypt again with ships, and we will not see our holy land again, and we will be sold as bondmen and bondwomen, and no man should redeem us. That's why we gotta wait for the redemption of Yahushua when he returns. He's the only one that's gonna be able to deliver us up out of this captivity.
Now ask ourselves the same question. Are we truly free? Can we truly make our own decisions as a people? Watch this video.
150 years ago, you didn't have to ask permission from the government to go fishing, own a property, build on your property, renovate your home, use a transportation vehicle, start a business, get married, own a weapon, hunt, cut hair, sell a product, protest, grow your own food, sell that food that you grow on your own property, or even just set up a lemonade stand. And now, you virtually can't do anything without asking for the government's permission first. So if you still think you're free, you're deluding yourself. Hate to break it to you, but you're a free-range human in a tax farm.
So that's the question. Are we truly free? Or I think the question is, are we still free? Because we used to be free.
Nope. Sure ain't. You know? And that's what these nations, when they come here, that's exactly what they learn. But they know if they go back to where they came from, especially if they're from a third world country, you know, they don't really have anything, you know, so they try to make the best that they have when they come here to the States and milk it for what it's worth. And then they'll eventually, you know, try to leave, which the scriptures say, you know, if you don't want to be partaker of the sins of Babylon, flee every man into his own country. Because the Lord, he's not going to put any bomb, you know, on this whore. He said we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Take balm for her pain, you know. So, yeah, this place was intended to be the region of punishment for the children of Israel. All right, and you know, we've been here, and this is what we had to suffer because this was our punishment. But our punishment is almost up. And that's why the Lord got us out there. He woke us up. He rose us back, you know, through this truth, through this word. And like Yahweh Shai said, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So now we're mentally freed through this understanding. That now we understand why we were brought here and why we suffered. Especially looking at how Jake is right now. Jake is so damn off. You really, really understand why the Most High had to do what he had to do to his people. All right. Matter of fact, let me get this in Isaiah. This is Isaiah 5:13, and it says, "Therefore my people are going into captivity because they have no knowledge." They're destroyed for the lack of knowledge, man. And some of our people, you know what I mean, a lot of them, they got a zeal, but not according to knowledge. They create their own standard of righteousness and think that they're good with the Most High. The Lord set up men to tell you. He has his apostles and prophets and teachers out there to give you the true understanding. But they despise knowledge, as it is written. You know? They rather delight in their scorn, and they rather go after the imaginations of their own heart. Go after their own lust. So this is what, you know, Jake has to deal with all the way through Jacob's trouble, where the Most High is going to come down hard on Israel, all the tribes. And we're only in beginning stages, because look at what Trump is doing now. He's making it hard for everybody. All right, the people that's going to feel that pressure first is the working class, man. All right, the working class and the poor, because nobody gonna be able to afford a lot of shit pretty soon. All them tariffs is all gonna backfire, and they know that. So to coddle and pacify the people right now, they're talking about this $5,000 per taxpayer dividend or refund. That ain't gonna do shit. And we're like, come on, man. The scriptures say he laid himself with thick clay. That's basically debt. He and these devils, they continue to bury you into that debt and use that against you. And what do the scriptures say? That a borrower, as the rich ruleth over the poor, so is the borrower to the lender. So we're serving the interests of the international bankers, the elites. They control and own everything, man. You're serving them. So your government on their behalf is doing whatever they want to do with your tax-paying money. If they want to fund the wars that you don't agree with, well, you're paying for it. All right? This whole digital system, you're footing the bill somehow. The greater Israel, the Israel expansion project, you're footing the bill. Trump wants to set up an Iron Dome in America, you're going to fit the bill. So, yeah, man. But the Lord placed us here because our people, they rejected the Lord. And our people are very wicked, so you can see why the Lord had to bring us here. But good thing that, you know, he's going to eventually have mercy upon us. All right, starting with his elect. It says, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. And you know, the Lord, you know, he has that living water, but Jake don't want to drink from it because they rather deal with those broken cisterns that can hold no water. Whether they in Islam, whether they in Egyptology, the Plantation Renaissance Christian Church, Roman Catholicism, whatever Jake is into. So this is all facts here, man. And apostles and elders and different brothers, they done lessons on this before, going into these things. But you still got Jake that's still delusional. They think that they're really free. You know, just because you might be able to, you know, make some decent money and you have a home and a nice car, but you paying mortgage and taxes and stuff on it. And they're going to come get it at any time they feel like it. You don't really own a damn thing. And it's going to be even more so when they set up this system. They said you will own nothing and you will be happy. Because according to Agenda 2030, everything is going to be owned by them. There's not going to be not one a market that you would be able to take hold on. They're going to be lending to you. Go look up this the Sustainable Development Program of Agenda 2030. They're still working on this. Control of your water, your food. We already know about the monetary system. I don't even got to bring that up. Land. Transportation, like hey, it's all happening. Okay, so let's a little more of this, and then we'll close in a minute.
You know, it's a time when you get your own property, you buy a property, you build on it, you can buy your own farm, then grow crops on your farm, harvest on your farm, take them to, sell them and all those kind of things. You could do a whole lot of stuff, but now every single thing you need the permission of the government. You need a kind of permit or a document or a state report and all that. And it's so funny that we get adapted to many of these things. I think it's one of the biggest, at times it looks like a strong feature, this adaptability. It's one of like the negative traits that could pull a people down. The fact that you quickly adapt to certain things, we don't stand up and say no to this. So in other words, we don't own our homes. We've done a video on that talking about the documents of your house. It literally means the government owns it. So the government can come one day and place their feet on it. And the best you can do is sue them to court. But guess what? Who controls the courts? Who controls the judges? This same government. And it's one of the things that Billy Boy wanted to bank on. That's when he said he has a way of making everybody get the stuff. And that's by infusing it into the foods, and that's because they have the knowledge that the average person doesn't own a farm, because the government has a record of every farm in the country, and all these people. So
you can't even hoard your own food. You can't, like, You can't hoard food. That's against the law. If you have property, and you got cattle and farmland, they'll make it illegal. In certain places, I don't think it is even illegal, where you can grow your own shit. So they don't want anybody independent. They want you dependent on everything, because they own you, and that's just the reality, and that's bottom line. There's no way of escaping it. So why would you want to still continue to be here? For you lax Israelites out there, why in the hell would you want to get comfortable and get the people that follow you comfortable to be here? Like you false leaders that say that we need to build, because that was the wicked counsel they was given back then. When you read Ezekiel 11th chapter, they said this city be the cauldron or the pot, and we be the flesh that's in that pot. So we're basically secure. So we might as well just start building. Nah, man. The prophets that prophesy against many countries and of great kingdoms, of war, evil, and pestilence, and that's what's happening now. Because the Lord's gonna eventually get us up out of here, like He did for us in ancient Egypt. We was busting our ass. We didn't catch a break, man. We was ruled over with rigor. We had to meet a quota. Jake was tired, man. And then the Lord rose up Moses, and you know the rest of the story. And like it says in Jeremiah 16, I believe it's around the 14th or 15th verse, it will no longer be said, the Lord liveth that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord liveth, the day shall come where it was said, the Lord lived that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of the north. And we're in the north now. We're in North America. Babylon the Great. All right. Our dead bodies shall lie in the streets of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. All right. And the breath that entered into us, and we're standing on our feet, and the nations are nervous about, that's why we constantly get attacked. They constantly chipping away at the rights to be able to speak. Free speech. Persecution is going to eventually come. But that's when the Lord's going to ultimately step in too on our behalf. Because we getting ready to get delivered up out of here, man. That's when the Lord's going to come show up and say, come up hither. And that's, hey, man, it's going to be a beautiful time. And it's going to be a scary time at the same time. Anyway, let's finish this out.
Needs to the laws that the government brings. So all the power belongs to the government. You don't own anything. Even the things that you think you own, it's just a matter of time. It's just one law. It's just one policy that they need to implement. And before you know it, people that think own things, you find out they own nothing. So they control the food, and whoever controls the food literally controls the lives of the people, because I don't think many people can go days without food. I don't think many humans can go days without food. So when the government says, okay, to get food at the supermarkets, to get food at the store, to get food straight from the farm, this is what you need to do. And whoever does not do this would not be fed. So think about it, guys. Where are we driving through? Are we truly free, or are we still free like we think we are? I mean, everything has been a scam right from the time of census. Like, the government wants to know the number of people living.
Wow. So they can even, if you got chickens, you got poultry that you raising, they can force inject your poultry. So, this devil all around, man. He's really like, he's pushing it. So you're not free at all, man. Even if you got stuff, you are not free. We won't be freed until we in that chariot. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, you are not free, and you will not be free until the Lord comes back. Get it through your head. Now, we have no continuing city, but we're seeking one to come. All right. It's going to be a time when, let me grab it. When the Lord lift up that yoke from off of our necks, then the roles are going to switch. Isaiah 14:1, it says, "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." The Israelite foreigners. "And the people shall take them, the other nations, and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." All right. And that's good news for us. All right. "And it shall come to pass in that day, it's like in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve." All right. So we're going to finally rest in the kingdom. That's when we're going to finally rest. Because this was never our rest to begin with. Jake forget how we were brought here. All right. And even in the curse, it said that, we would build a house, but another man will dwell in it. You would, the strangers that are within thee shall get up above you high, and you shall be brought low. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. Thou shalt be the tail. They shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. So we're going to always be in this subservient position until the Lord, frees us. And right now we're free spiritually and mentally because we have this knowledge now. In the land of our captivity, it said that we will remember ourselves. And now we're returning back to him. So this is almost up. All right. And these other nations, they even see that this place is hell. Babylon is captivity, man. America, all right, which the root word, the etymology goes back to the other word mar, which means bitter. So this is a bitter place, once you get to experience it. From afar, it looks like it's very luxurious. You free to do wickedly. That's the only freedom you have, is the license to sin. You can commit adultery. Women can be a harlot's hoes. You could be a sodomite. You could do all that. You're free to do that. That's the only freedom you have. But outside of that, you're not free. So anyway, I hope this was edifying. I'm gonna give all honor, all praise, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. To the next one, Shalom.